there, Skill Crusher! I'm so glad to see you here today. You might be wondering, what exactly is JavaScript, and why should you learn it? Well, that's a great question. JavaScript is a popular programming language used primarily to create dynamic and interactive web pages. It was first launched in 1995 to enhance the Netscape Navigator web browser. Wow, talk about a throwback! Now you can find JavaScript support in every modern web browser, not just the long-forgotten Navigator. In a web browser, JavaScript is able to modify the CSS of a web page without rewriting the actual style sheet. For example, JavaScript can change the text style, element colors, and images in response to a user's action, like pressing a button or hovering over an element. This gives a web page a feeling of aliveness and is so much better than a plain old static web page. JavaScript is also used to create those fancy schmancy effects you've probably seen, like dynamic searching and switching between dark and light mode. But JavaScript isn't just used to produce those eye-catching effects and enhancements. It's also used to create programs that work behind the scenes of a web page to calculate, count down, and even generate information like numbers, text, and dates. JavaScript is so flexible that you can now develop full web and mobile applications like streaming and social media platforms. So I hope all this talk about JavaScript is getting you hungry to write some code. Your first taste of JavaScript will be the variable. Variables are a tool to point towards information, called values, in your code. To create a variable, called declaring a variable, you'll start with the var keyword. You'll then give your variable a specific name that describes the value, like month or invoice. Then you'll add an equal sign, known as the assignment operator, after the variable. After the equal sign, you can add the value of your variable, like 500. You can think of this line of code as instructions that tell the program or browser the variable's name and value. In JavaScript, a single line of instructions to the program is called a statement. At the end of the statement, do you see the semicolon? That tells your program that the statement is complete. Besides numbers, you can also use a string as the value of the variable. Strings contain a series of characters, including letters, numbers, and symbols. Quotes surround the string to keep the characters in a sequence, like a phone number or a person's name. And there you have it, a little sample of how to write JavaScript code. It starts with writing variables, and before you know it, you'll be working on whole projects. So let's get to it, Skill Crusher!